Hi, welcome to week 3 of creative writing. Um, this week we're going to be talking about, and you're going to be writing about, taking a train journey. I want you to write about a train journey that you took alone at some point in your life. And I want it to be a longish train journey where you may be traveling somewhere for a special event or for work or to visit friends or family, for a job you're doing maybe. But wherever you are going, I want it to be it's a journey of more than an hour. So you're going a bit away from home. Train journeys feel a bit to me like sort of stepping out of time. I like them because I can relax. I don't have to be anywhere. I don't have to plan the next thing. And if I'm traveling on my own, I especially like it because I don't even have to talk to anybody. I can just sit and look out the window, which is one of my very favourite things to do. As writers, we need to be awake in the world. So what that means is we need to be observant, to look at what's going on around us, and maybe wondering about it or just noticing it. There's a wonderful American poet called Sharon Olds who was interviewed one time, and she made this lovely comment that I think captures the writer's observant eye really beautifully. She talks about that moment, she talks about that thing of being deeply in the moment and just looking. When she says, why would I bother to think about things when I can be looking at things? So she's talking about the joy of actually letting go of everything and just looking and not having judgments particularly, or sometimes it's nice to look and make up stories. That's another great thing to do, but sometimes it's nice just to look and to be. I've noticed over the time of being more constrained over this lockdown period, where a lot of us have done walks, we go back to the same place time and time and time again, and how we've noticed a lot more about those places as we've walked there every day. Our observational eye has got sharper. We've noticed how things change as the seasons change and what's different each day. That's a precious thing. And that's very good work for a writer. Another thing I like about train journeys is sort of the rhythm of the train. So particularly I liked it with the older style trains that actually went slower and had a kind of a nicer rhythm to them. But even so, these speedy trains we catch these days still have that sort of train rhythm, those repeating sounds and repeating rhythms. And I like the movement of the train through the countryside, where we might be going through rural land, and then we're going through villages, and we're going through towns, and we're going through cities, and we're seeing hills, and we're seeing flat land. If you're on a long journey, you can see a whole lot of different aspects of the country that you're in. I quite like when we're getting close to a city on a train and you're getting these quite dense suburbs, and you're going through these quite dense suburbs, and you can suddenly see into people's back gardens, these sort of walled gardens at the back of their semi-detached houses or whatever. And it's like a glimpse into somebody's life. I think it's fascinating. So I want you to write about a train journey that you took by yourself somewhere that was longer than an hour, and what you did from getting to the station to waiting for the train to getting on the train, finding where you wanted to sit, whether the carriage was empty or full, what the weather was like outside, going through tunnels, coming out into the light, what bits you really enjoyed looking out at. So just really get inside the experience. I thought I might read you a little passage from a short story by Catherine Mansfield, who was a wonderful New Zealand writer. You might have heard of her. Wonderful short story writer. She did a lot of travelling on trains herself, and she also wrote quite a bit about her characters being on trains. So this is a short story called The Little Governess, and this young girl is going to be a governess somewhere in a new place, and she's taking this train ride, and she's quite nervous about taking it on her own. So this is partway through the story. People began to assemble on the platform. They stood together in little groups, talking. A strange light from the station lamps painted their faces almost green. A little boy in red clattered up with a huge tea wagon and leaned against it, whistling and flicking his boots with a serviette. A woman in a black alpaca apron pushed a barrow with pillows for hire. Dreamy and vacant she looked, like a woman wheeling a perambulator up and down, with a sleeping baby inside it. Wreaths of white smoke floated up from somewhere and hung below the roof like misty vines. How strange it all is, thought the little governess, in the middle of the night too. She looked out from her safe corner, frightened no longer. So this little girl sitting on a train looking out as the train has stopped at a station and noticing all those marvellous details that she talks about. So enjoy engaging with memories about a train journey that you've taken. And I look forward to reading what you've written next week. Don't forget to bring it along with you when we have our interactive session.